What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Dad Does Videos. We are going to put this new Spider phone case on our iPhone XR. We got this off of Amazon. They're about 10 bucks or so. I'll put the link in the description. You could get a variety of different colors. I'm not going to do it justice by just naming a few. Let's get this open, show you what's inside, and go from there. All right, so here is a look at what is inside that box. Again, we have our directions. We've got what I believe are 2 packages of the screen wipes. We've got the 2 screen protectors or the tempered glass protectors and the case. Now, what's a little unique about this case is that it comes in 2 parts. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to try this, just to see how this would work versus kind of the traditional way of protecting your phone, right? With just that big case that just goes around your phone. All right, so we just opened one of these yellow packages, and no surprise in there, we've got the usual things that accompany any kind of case, I feel like, or screen protectors, the alcohol prep pad. We've got some guide stickers if you choose to use those. I typically do not use those, and then the little wipey thing. So we're just gonna wipe off our iPhone XR with the alcohol pad and wipe it down with the little cloth that comes inside. I feel like there isn't much to this. Most people know how to do this, but I'll show it just in case. I mean, that's about it. Wipe it down, make sure there's any dirt or gunk on there that you can get rid of, and then grab that cloth and then just make sure it's nice and clean before we put that screen protector on next. All right, we're gonna grab one of the screen protector packages and pop out the protector. Try to grab, as you can see here, by the little flap that's inside right there, to not get your hands all over the actual screen itself, the protector. There you go. And you probably aren't going to be able to see this, or at least not well, but it does say back right here. So that, of course, indicates the back of the screen protector. So we're just gonna pull, that backing off right there. And this side of the screen protector that I'm pulling the protector off is, or the protective plastic, I guess I should say, is gonna go right down onto our phone. And as you can see, we're gonna line up the top right there with the top of our phone right there. All right, and you can use those screen guide protectors that you saw before. I prefer not to do that. I prefer to just use my hands and guide the protector right on to my phone. I've just had better luck doing it like this. And if you're following the way that I do it, you just want to get it centered. When you're happy with it, just press down, and you can see, at least that hopefully it comes through on the video, it'll self-stick to it, and you can push out any bubbles that you have. All right, let's get that phone inserted into the case. So you're gonna grab, there are 2 pieces to the case, right? There's kind of this flexible, wobbly one, and the one that's not so flexible and wobbly. So you're gonna get the flexible one first, put that down like this, grab your phone, and the top of my phone is in this hand right here. So we're gonna flip that around, put that in like that. And the way that you can be sure you're putting it in the right way is you could see the buttons on the case line up with the buttons on the phone. And then, of course, you wanna make sure your camera comes through that hole on the bottom. So we're just gonna push that in like that. Looks like the buttons are lined up appropriately on the side. We've got our camera peeking through, and then we're gonna flip that over like that. and then just press the kind of shell or the harder piece over top. That's it. We're ready to roll. All right, so we've had the case on the phone for a couple days now. Just wanted to talk through a couple things. First off, I really enjoy the two-piece case. It feels like there's kind of double protection. Remember, we've got that kind of rubber piece that goes around the inside and then this hard shell. I feel like this thing is protecting my phone a little bit better than just kind of that single layer of your traditional case. The buttons line up perfectly. I've had no issue using the volume buttons on the side. Of course, the mute button on the other side. No issue with this button either. The port on the bottom to charge the phone is lined up perfectly as well. And I mention this because I feel like sometimes you buy cases and the case doesn't line up really well with the buttons and the ports, things like that on your phone. The buttons are also sturdy too. I had a case prior to this one where these buttons started to fall off, and I think with this phone, these are not falling off. Same thing with the button on this side too. The screen protector works perfectly fine. It allows you to scroll up and down. There are no issues at all here, and it's actually quite smoother than my old protector. Now you could say, well, come on, that was just an old protector, but this just feels a little bit better and a little bit smoother than what I had on my phone previously. I'm not sure if you noticed this or not, but when I put the screen protector on, there is no cutout up front here for the cameras on this side of the phone. Of course, there is one there for the speaker, but I was a little surprised that this thing actually maintains really great pictures when you're taking pictures using the front side of the camera. There's not an issue there as well. So if you're thinking, if you got this, why aren't there holes for the front-facing camera? You don't have to worry about that. Another thing that I really like, and I'm going to try to get a good view, but this case forms a little ridge on the face of the phone. And what I like about this is if you happen to drop your phone and it hits a hard surface like that, the ridge stops that hard surface from hitting the face of your phone. I feel like you don't find this all the time, or you might find a case that has a really, really thin ridge around the top. So I like that this offers that kind of additional protection in case you happen to drop your phone face down right on a hard surface. For $10, you could do a heck of a lot worse. You get a good amount of protection for a small price. Things are really sturdy. You get the two screen protectors that come with the case as well, and these seem to work perfectly fine too. Thanks for watching, everybody.